Alright, time for the third one.
Yay.
The title A Clue for Scooby-Doo, Episode 3 of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? In our last episode, we had to deal with a magician in a bedsheet.
And him being wanted under arrest in 6 states, and evidently we don't even know his punishment or what he did. What did he do?
It doesn't matter because, unlike the previous villain, he actually was somewhat effective.
Yeah, too bad he decided not to use his ghosting abilities when he got caught, but whatever.
Plus, I think he broke out of that rope on his own.
Oh yeah, he broke out of the rope that they caught him in and just explained a magic trick. What a great guy.
I'll give him this. He was a tramper. He was a trooper.
He took his defeat like a champ.
You, Mr. Bullstone, you are probably the most noble Scooby-Doo villain that wasn't actually doing this for noble causes.
We commend you for that.
Yes, and now we deal with, I believe, whatever 3 is. Alright,
This is your favorite.
nah, I think it's a fan favorite though. Anyway, alright, put up your own legal copy, and we'll start at the beginning of episode 3 of Scooby-Doo Where Are You? A Clue for Scooby-Doo. And 3, 2, 1, play. And the intro again, cue the bats. You know, since this came on every week, I wonder how much those bats made.
Like how much they paid the bats.
It's a legitimate question in the cartooning business.
Yeah, those bats making it big, considering they have to do the same thing day in, day out. They probably have a career doing this. I like how Scooby-Doo, despite being a dog, doesn't have canine teeth.
That was kind of a trait of most canine dogs back then in cartoons, so
They just don't have proper teeth.
no.
Guess it makes them look less vicious, less predatory. The tongue. This guy.
Yes, this guy. This is where they actually started thinking about what actually looks scary. Right now, every little kid back then is wondering what the hell they just watched.
A dude plastered like those glow stick stuff on his body and walked into the ocean.
I think this was actually the first creative villain they had.
Look, you say the magician wasn't creative?
No, costume-wise, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Can we go back to the fact that Shaggy's first toy was a garbage disposal? What
Is,
did
that, is
he
that even a toy? That's not even a toy.
do? Should
What is this dance?
It's whatever they thought kids did back then. At night?
Isn't that illegal? Or I don't know, surfing laws.
Oh, I think I got something.
I think it got me.
Oh, yeah, I'd swim away too.
I would think it was just what was it, snorkeler or whatever, a scuba
Yes,
person in a glow stick.
he was glowing at night. Speaking of noises from last time you said that people actually made, that thing's moan.
Yeah. Also, they used the same flat shaggy.
Yeah, it saved them money.
Save yeah, just take the background, just copy and paste them. I wonder how much force it would take to do that, realistically.
That that would actually be an interesting.
Experiment. How to hop with the umbrella without your body.
Yes, we did.
How come none of the villains bring actual guns or anything like that? Just shoot people.
I think because it would be a very short episode.
If they did.
And considering that their costumes seem to grant them super strength, I don't really think they need it.
Well, but they usually fail in the end. I don't think a gun would realistically. I mean, they probably find a way to win, but
Besides, whenever police seem to get involved, they usually get roughed up and on the side of the road while their cars are damaged by a
or and
guy
thrown into
hitting.
a geyser or off a cliff or something ridiculous. So how did you putting on a rubber suit grant you Hulk smash powers? That's my question.
Oh, this little girl, this old lady from Nebraska. She makes all these things for us. Why am I telling you this? I'm not even kidding. That's actually the reason in the comics.
Oh, so there's someone who actually like laces it with supernatural like strength juice or something.
Exoskeletons, actually.
Oh,
Yeah, there's one part in the comics where they find out where all the costumes are coming from. It turns out it's this old lady who actually has no idea that her costumes she designs are being made.
for a nefarious
It's,
purpose.
it's I wonder if this shadow has anything to do with the story. Why is he sniffing?
I don't know if I'm trying to find something. You didn't see that?
He had his nose on the ground. He was sniffing while walking.
Unamused.
It's not even green.
That doesn't even look anything. Okay.
Why do you have an antique diving suit?
His nose already looks like he's a villain. You know, he has that generic crooked villain nose. Has there ever been episodes where cops were the villains?
I actually don't know. There was a more modern episode where a district attorney was the villain.
Mm-hmm.
His plan was actually to try to make Fred look like the villain. Almost got him thrown in jail. Velma takes command.
They're just casually walking in this with smiles.
Yes, there are. She says casually.
Cat, yeah, as she says, cat. Wait, newts don't have because their ears are like literally just.
She has a can full of sound, and that is what you are questioning?
No, I'm questioning because newts don't really have ears like how we have ears. Like they're just there.
Hi, I'm the person that made that shadow for no apparent reason while you were talking to Ebenezer Crab. Maybe you should have suggested to him that now since he was a ghost, they could probably have profited off of that.
Yeah. Oh,
And it's an old joke, but it was funny back then.
he likes dirty uh,
No,
clothes
no,
water.
yeah, more of the fact that you think some witch is actually making some type of weird stew or something, and it turns out they're just washing their clothes.
Hmm.
No.
Hadouken? Is the ghost a Hadouken? Yeah, realistically, I'd be like that. Well, it's gone.
No, he's not.
No,
He's skinnier. Sometimes I think they lace those snacks with
drugs.
or something. This was the 70s. I wouldn't put it past them.
He caught the Hadouken ghost.
The Hadouken ghost was really
Glowing
a
seaweed.
random mouse.
The glowing seaweed.
I think he was trying to just get a nightlight. He also robbed a mouse of his night.
His
Light.
nightlight. That's a scientific name.
Is there actually glowing seaweed? I mean, I know
There's
there's bioluminescent stuff, but
bioluminescence. Yeah,
I highly doubt it would just grow in the place where
dead things are. Surprised they didn't turn this to a tourist attraction. What are the chances of finding that?
you'd think it would be a bit scarier, but no.
A simple banknote will suffice. How do they have enough money to afford these things?
Daphne's rich.
Oh, okay. It's not like there's a panel or a door that could be in the mountains.
There probably is, but it's probably pretty well hidden.
Mm-mm. Are they going to pull on the ship? Or are they just climbing up? What are they doing? I'll just get in the water.
There is a murderous guy in a glowing old diving suit,
I'm pretty sure that is something to be scared of.
and you're sending him down into the water where he can easily drown.
What?
How'd they get untangled?
Cartoon logic? I don't know.
Fair enough.
He sunk fast.
And he got stuck.
How much force was he going to the bottom?
This would be a good tourist attraction if you had enough diving suits.
Mm-hmm.
means like SeaWorld would probably benefit from this, or maybe I like a Disney park.
Yeah.
Pirates of the Caribbean Graveyard of Ships Edition. Does it? It's not glowing. Really, it's not glowing, guys. I don't think we
Nobody
should.
buried him?
And now you're joining him.
How is he running like that underwater? Never mind.
I don't know.
I like how they left his body. Like, they can get his body, right? But they left his body there.
Sure.
You know you would... You know you're... You know...
What is a bad idea?
Scooby-Doo, you would drown the minute you do any of this that you're doing right now. How is he not drowning? His suit was punctured. He also took out the tube for the air,
Held his breath until it could refill.
but the water would go into...
Yeah, but it's just a wetsuit, so.
You're gonna shoot a cannon underwater?
Yes, he is. And he's not. You don't say. Hi, guys.
Why did they leave that dude's body down there? Also, why did he die calmly, just sitting down?
I think that was actually just set up for him to trap them. Run.
Swim?
I'd question why, like, my Cutler can just, like, move so easily underwater, but since he's obviously an experienced diver, I'm not going to question it too much.
No,
No, that's.
that's not even the answer there, Shaggy. Okay.
Well,
What do you think that means?
how. Okay, seriously, how did Cutler even afford all this?
See, that's the thing. The villains spend all this money to make these elaborate traps, but then they just want more money. Why don't they
Shaggy
invest in the
did.
stock market or something? Something more, practical and legal than doing all this.
And the villain just happened to have one. So it's a yacht stealing scheme, and huh.
So, so he's been basically stealing yachts and then selling them.
After painting them over.
Yeah, so people wouldn't recognize them. It's a lot of effort.
How did you find that? How do you know he's going to come down it?
Assumptions. Also, like we assumed we had a fire hose on the ship. Is you okay there, Scooby? Okay.
Well, I definitely come running to see what the hell's going on. Who's messing with my evil scheme? Better not be you kids again.
Also, he leaves glow-in-the-dark footprints. Why would he walk into his little thing? Yeah, fire hoses are not easy to handle. FYI. He's pushing the spirit bomb away.
And it just happens to turn on the motor somehow, despite that being a pull cord motor.
I guess he landed on the latch. Oh. I'm just gonna stand here like a dumbass.
Trying to figure out how the hell this is possible.
Are we gonna ask the Phantom? Because he just got ran in with a boat.
That is not Ebenezer. He pretended to be his own ghost?
He pretended to be. So is that even a lie?
Technically, he forged his own death.
That is so mean. How does he not see that giant straw?
He saw it. What?
Does he have straws underneath the tables that link all the cups together?
I'd be amazed if that was true. Well, another villain in the loony bin.
Hey, you know what? At least this guy, he had the best costume so far, A. And B, he was playing as himself.
So, I'm not entirely sure if that was totally a lie.
I'm playing as myself.
But that was. I don't know. That plan that they had banked on a lot of things happening.
That seemed like it cost a lot more money than it made.
Than it would have made, yeah. Oh, definitely.
I mean, unless they stole the items they had.
I mean,
I'm not sure how they would have done that.
But I mean, I guess they steal the paint and steal the renovation tools needed.
No, I mean all the pulleys and mechanics that had to go into that secret hideout.
I feel like, okay, so between the effort of stealing all these things and making all these things and stealing on this boat, this still would be more effort than just doing this any other way.
Ain't that the truth?
Okay, that was the end of the third episode.
And we'll be back to the fourth when we feel like it.
Yep.